Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Here, we're going to talk about a truly remarkable woman, Empress Kangxi of the Ming Dynasty. The wife of the Yongle Emperor, Jade. She was the highest-born empress in the Ming Dynasty and a woman of great wisdom, courage, and compassion. She stood by Jade through 30 years of trials and tribulations and helped him achieve the glorious era known as the Yongle prosperity. Her story is not only filled with devotion to her country and family but also deeply touching in its portrayal of marital love. It's a tale worth savoring in detail. Now, let us step into the world of Empress Su and explore the extraordinary life of this virtuous empress of ancient times. Su's father was the famous founding general of the Ming Dynasty, Jade. Many may already be familiar with Jade. He was Zhu Yuanzhang's most trusted right-hand man. The top contributor to the founding of the Ming Dynasty. He was granted the title Duke of Wei and ranked first among the 6 kings of the founding generation. His noble title was Prince of Zhongshan. As the eldest daughter of Jade, Lady Su received a strict Confucian education from a young age. She was exceptionally intelligent, with a love for reading and an astonishing memory. Historical records say she had a photographic memory and could recite books after just one reading. Her younger brothers, such as Su Zhengshou, greatly admired her learning and referred to her as a female Confucian scholar. In the Ming Dynasty, being called a female Confucian scholar was high praise. It meant her knowledge was on par with that of men eligible to study in government academies. Su's upbringing was quite special. Her father, Jade, was both a skilled general and a humble, upright man who never boasted of his achievements. In such a household, loyalty and duty were instilled through daily life. From an early age, Lady Su developed a calm and wise character. She handled herself with grace and orderliness, an embodiment of the refined elegance of a noblewoman. In the 5th year of the Hongwu reign, 1372, Zhu Yuanzhang heard that Jade had a particularly talented daughter. He was intrigued and saw a chance to strengthen bonds between ruler and minister. Zhu Yuanzhang was a ruler who highly valued political marriages. He often used marriage to forge closer ties with his key officials. For example, his crown prince Zhu Biao married the daughter of Chang Yuchen, and Prince Qin Zhuzhan married the daughter of Deng Yu. Since Jade was one of the 6 founding kings, he was naturally on Zhu Yuanzhang's shortlist. So Zhu Yuanzhang summoned Jade and, with a smile, said, "You and I go way back." In ancient times, close bonds between ruler and subject were often cemented by marriage. "You have a wonderful daughter, would you be willing to let her marry my 4th son, Jade?" Upon hearing this, Jade immediately gave thanks and agreed. Thus, the marriage between Lady Su and Jade was arranged. However, this wasn't a blind marriage arranged without understanding. Before the formal wedding, Lady Su was chosen by Empress Ma to enter the palace and serve as a court lady. There, she spent 3 years learning proper etiquette and household management under Empress Ma's guidance. She was only 12 years old at the time, but already displayed intelligence and composure. Empress Ma was especially fond of her, treating her like a daughter. Historical records state that Lady Su served daily by her side and was uniquely cherished, showing how much Empress Ma valued her. Empress Ma was the founding empress of the Ming Dynasty. She was virtuous and skilled in managing household affairs. Her guidance had a profound and lasting influence on Lady Su. In the first month of the 9th year of the Hongwu reign, 1376, Lady Su was officially conferred the title of Princess of Yan and married Jade, becoming the daughter-in-law of Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang and Empress Ma. In the following year after the wedding, Lady Su gave birth to their first child, a daughter who was later granted the title Princess Yongle. Shortly afterward, she gave birth to their eldest son, Zhu Gaoqi, who would later become the Renzong Emperor. Lady Su and Jade had a deep and loving relationship. In the years following their marriage, she gave birth to a total of 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. This was quite remarkable at the time and showed the special place she held in Jade's heart. In the 13th year of the Hongwu reign, Zhu was assigned to Beiping, modern-day Beijing, as the Prince of Yan, and Lady Su accompanied him there. Beiping, the former capital of the Yuan dynasty, was of great strategic importance, being close to the northern border and facing immense defensive pressure. As a regional prince, Zhu bore heavy responsibilities. He had to manage military affairs, local governance, and deal with the threat of Mongol incursions from the north. Lady Su took charge of managing the internal affairs of the Yan prince's household, rituals, clothing, meals, finances, and more, keeping everything well organized and orderly. Historical records note that every time Zhu returned to the residence and saw how well managed everything was under Lady Su's care, he was deeply comforted and felt he had truly married a wonderful wife. Lady Su lived a life of great simplicity. She disliked luxurious clothing and always wore modest garments. Her father, Xu Da, and Empress Ma were both very pleased with her conduct, believing she embodied both the elegance of a noble lady and the capable spirit of a general's daughter. During their years in Beiping, Lady Su was not only a good wife but also a devoted mother. She bore Zhu 7 children, 3 sons, Zhu Gaoqi, Zhu Gaoxiu, and Zhu Gaosui, and 4 daughters, all of whom were later granted the title of princess. Before Lady Su gave birth to her last child, Princess Qianlong, Zhu Jiming, none of Zhu's other concubines had borne him any children. This further demonstrated the importance of Lady Su in Zhu's life. In addition to raising the children, she personally educated them in reading and proper conduct. She paid special attention to the eldest son, Zhu Gaoqi, who was frail and had difficulty walking. Yet Lady Su never looked down on him. Instead, she patiently taught him Confucian classics and the principles of moral conduct. It can be said that with her wisdom and gentle strength, Lady Su upheld the entire household of the Prince of Yan, allowing Zhu to focus on matters of state and military affairs. Then, in the first year of the Jiangwen reign, 1399, a major shift occurred. After Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang passed away, his grandson Zhu Yunwen ascended the throne, becoming the Jiangwen Emperor. The young and ambitious Jiangwen Emperor was eager to consolidate power. Upon taking the throne, he quickly moved to reduce the influence of the regional princes and bring all authority back under central control. As the Prince of Yan, Zhu was the primary target of the political purge and faced tremendous pressure. The Jiangwen Emperor's campaign to reduce the power of the princes was radical. Several princes were stripped of their titles in quick succession, and Prince Xiang, Zhu Bo, was even driven to suicide. Zhu grew increasingly uneasy in Beiping, fearing he might not be able to hold on to his own title. Persuaded by his advisor Yao Guangxiao, Zhu decided to raise an army in rebellion, launching what would become the famous campaign to pacify the trouble, Jing Nan Campaign. The Jing Nan Campaign lasted 4 years. While Zhu led his troops in battle across various regions, Lady Su and their eldest son, Zhu Gaoqi, were entrusted with defending Beiping, the critical base of operations. Beiping was the stronghold of Zhu's power. It could not be lost under any circumstances. In September of the first year of the Jiangwen reign, Zhu marched his troops to attack Daning, leaving Beiping with a severely weakened defense. Seizing the opportunity, the Jiangwen Emperor's general, Li Qianlong, led a large force to besiege Beiping. At the time, only elderly, infirm, and unfit soldiers were left to defend the city. The situation was extremely dire. At this critical moment, Lady Su stepped forward and personally organized the defense. She rallied the citizens and families of the soldiers, distributed armor, and urged everyone to defend the city walls together. She even climbed to the top of the city wall to supervise the battle and boost morale. Historical records state that Lady Su was calm and decisive in her command. Her impassioned speeches inspired the citizens, who took up stones and roof tiles to fiercely resist the southern army. Lady Su also made use of her identity. As the daughter of General Xu Da, her reputation carried weight, and many southern commanders hesitated to attack the city with full force, out of respect for her father. In the end, Beiping was successfully defended until Zhu Di returned with his army. On the surface, the credit for the city's defense was given to Zhu Gaoqi. But in reality, it was Lady Su's intelligence and courage that made it possible. Historical accounts say Zhu Gaoqi, as the heir, was the one commanding on the city wall. But the actual defense strategies mostly came from Lady Su's suggestions. As Xu Da's daughter, she possessed the bold spirit of a general's family. Just imagine, many of the southern army's generals had once served under Xu Da. Seeing his daughter personally standing atop the city wall surely commanded their respect and restraint. This, too, was a key factor in holding Beiping. It can be said that Lady Su used her wisdom and prestige to safeguard Zhu Di's rear base, allowing him to fight without distraction. Throughout the 4-year Jing Nan Campaign, Lady Su remained in Beiping, ensuring stability at home for Zhu Di. Every time he left for battle, she guaranteed that no internal disorder would occur. She not only managed the prince's household but also dealt with all sorts of emergencies, logistics, morale, and even calming the city's population. Her composure and decisiveness made Beiping Zhu Di's most solid support. In June of the 4th year of the Jiangwen reign, Zhu Di finally broke into Nanjing, seized the throne, and became the Yongle emperor. At that time, Lady Su was still in Beiping. Zhu Di was busy consolidating power and couldn't immediately bring her to the capital. Once the situation in Shandong and Hunan stabilized, he sent their second son, Zhu Gaoxiu, and third son, Zhu Gaosui, to greet their mother at the riverside, while he personally awaited her at the palace gates. Such ceremonial treatment clearly shows Zhu Di's deep respect and affection for Lady Su. On November 30th, Zhu Di held a grand investiture ceremony for Lady Su, officially declaring her Empress of the Ming Dynasty. The ceremony was extremely grand. Zhu Di specifically instructed the Ministry of Rites to use a seal engraved with coiled dragon patterns, the highest specification exclusively reserved for an empress, even higher than the previous standard golden seal with turtle knob used by past empresses. He also ordered the Ministry of Rites to publicly proclaim the Edict of the Enthronement at Qingtian Gate in Nanjing, formally announcing to the empire that Lady Su had become empress. This was the only instance in the Ming and Qing dynasties where the enthronement of an empress was proclaimed to the public independently, a clear sign of how much Zhu Di valued Lady Su. In the edict, Zhu Di declared, "My ascension to the throne is greatly owed to Lady Su's support." These words not only expressed his gratitude but also elevated her status to an unprecedented height. Lady Su became the third empress of the Ming dynasty, and also the one of highest birth, historically known as Empress Renshao. After becoming empress, Lady Su did not let her elevated status change her humble nature. She continued to lead a simple and frugal life, cared deeply for Zhu Di's well-being, and managed the inner palace in a well-ordered manner. She also used her influence to assist Zhu Di in governing the country. Since the campaign to pacify the troubles, Jing Nan Campaign, had lasted 4 years, the people were left in hardship. Lady Su persuaded Zhu Di to reduce taxes and allow the people to recuperate. She even summoned the wives of ministers to the palace, instructing them to urge their husbands to care more for the common people. Lady Su once said, "In the palace, my thoughts are not only with His Majesty, but also with the people of the world." These words sounded simple, but for them to come from the mouth of an empress was truly rare and precious. She also expanded on the Nei Sun, domestic instructions, compiled by Empress Ma to educate the palace women, and authored a book titled Persuasions to Goodness, which was disseminated among the public to promote morality. Though her writings were simple in form, they were filled with concern for the nation and its people. When Zhu Di first took the throne, he was somewhat distrustful of the former ministers of Emperor Jiangwen, preferring to rely on his own confidants. Lady Su, upon realizing this, advised him. The ministers of the court were appointed by the Taizu, Emperor Hongwu. Your Majesty should select those with true talent to govern the nation. Not just those who are close to you. Judi took her words to heart and gradually changed his stance. He began to reuse veteran ministers from Jiang Wen's reign, such as Xie Jin, Yang Shiqi, Ong Rong, and Xia Yuanji. These men later became the core figures of the Yongle Golden Age, helping Judi build a prosperous dynasty. Their participation not only stabilized the court but also made Judi's policies more enlightened. Notable undertakings like Zheng He's voyages and the compilation of the Yongle Encyclopedia could not have succeeded without the support of these civil officials. Lady Su's advice, though seemingly simple, had profound impact on the governance of the empire. One time, Judi was working late and hadn't eaten. Lady Su asked what had happened, and Judi replied that the Ministry of Personnel had nominated more than 20 candidates for regional governorships, and he was busy reviewing their backgrounds. Lady Su then gently suggested, when choosing local officials, what matters most is moral character and ability. Not merely seniority. If appointments are made solely based on seniority, talented individuals may be overlooked. Judi found this reasoning very sound. From then on, he paid special attention to promoting capable local officials. Figures like Song Li and Lu Zhen rose step by step from regional posts due to their competence. Their effective governance laid a solid foundation for the stability of the Yongle era. Lady Su's advice showed not only foresight, but also a deep understanding of national governance. In addition to state affairs, as Empress, Lady Su placed great emphasis on family education. She had 3 sons and 4 daughters, and was very strict with their upbringing. After her eldest son, Zhu Gaoqi, was named Crown Prince. She gave special instructions to her second and third sons, Zhu Gaoxiu and Zhu Gaosui, telling them to support their elder brother and avoid conflict. She also proposed that senior officials serve as tutors for the Crown Prince to better prepare him in statecraft. Although Zhu Gaoxiu and Zhu Gaosui had somewhat arrogant personalities, they never dared to act out in front of Lady Su. They later recalled how their mother's teachings benefited them throughout their lives. Zhu Gaosui once said, "My mother's kindness is unforgettable for life." These words reflect both Lady Su's love and strict discipline. Lady Su also raised the youngest daughter of Emperor Hongwu, Princess Baoqing. Her mother died young, and at the time of Judi's ascension, Baoqing was only 8 years old. Lady Su cared for her as her own daughter, teaching her manners, reading, and even personally arranging her marriage. When Princess Baoqing got married, Judi specially had the Crown Prince, Zhu Gaoqi, escort her in person. A clear sign of the importance he attached to his sister, largely thanks to Lady Su's loving care. When Lady Su passed away, Princess Baoqing fainted from crying several times, a testament to their deep emotional bond. Madame Su was also very strict with her own family. During the Jing Nan Campaign, her younger brother Su Zhengshou died. Emperor Yongle, Judi, wanted to posthumously grant him the title of duke. But Su declined, believing her maternal family should not be excessively elevated. Later, Judi still bestowed the title of Duke of Dinghua upon Su Zhengshou's son, Su Jingchang. When Su learned of this, she specifically summoned her nephew and instructed him to remain loyal to the court and never entertain any improper ambitions. On New Year's Day of the first year of the Yongle reign, Su deliberately kept Su Jingchang behind and warned him to raise his descendants properly and remain loyal ministers of the Ming dynasty. Su's clarity and self-restraint helped ensure that her family always observed their duties. By the late Ming period, the 9th Duke of Dinghua, Su Yunjin, was still loyally defending the capital, which shows the enduring influence of Su's legacy. Unfortunately, Su served as Empress for only 5 years. In the 6th lunar month of the 5th year of Yongle's reign, she suddenly fell gravely ill. Despite the imperial physician's best efforts, her life could not be saved. Judi was overwhelmed with anxiety. On one hand he declared a general amnesty and prayed for her recovery. On the other he summoned the best physicians from across the empire. But heaven did not grant her more time. On the 4th day of the 7th lunar month, Su passed away at the age of just 46. Before her death, Su left behind 2 final wishes. The first was directed to the crown prince, Zhu Gaoqi. She said, "My greatest regret in life is that I can't accompany His Majesty back to Beiping one more time. Back then, the people of Beiping and I defended the city together. I never had the chance to repay their kindness. Now this task falls to you." Zhu Gaoqi tearfully promised her. 2 years later, during Emperor Yongle's northern expedition, Zhu Gaoqi specially prepared gifts and sent them to Beiping, rewarding the citizens who had helped defend the city, thus fulfilling his mother's dying wish. The second message was for Zhu Di. She said, "I hope your Majesty will show compassion to the people, appoint the worthy, and be kind to the Imperial clan. I am about to leave this world, without repaying the deep grace your Majesty has shown me. I only ask that you not overly elevate my family." Every word revealed her concern for the country and her family. Zhu Di held her hand and wept like a child, unable to let her go. After her death, Zhu Di buried her in Qianlong, Beijing, the earliest constructed of the Ming 13 tombs. For the next 17 years, he never named another empress. Every time he spoke of Su, it was with deep longing. In the 22nd year of the Yongle reign, Zhu Di died during a northern expedition. Before his death, he ordered his ministers to enshrine his memorial tablet alongside Su's. Their love can best be described by the ancient Chinese verse. "Having once seen the vast ocean, no water is worth comparing. Other than the clouds of Mount Wu, none are worthy of gaze." Su was not just Zhu Di's wife, but his partner. She walked beside him through 30 years of hardship. From the princely residence in Beiping to the Imperial Palace in Nanjing. From the trials of the Jing Nan Campaign to the founding of the Yongle Golden Age. Her wisdom, courage, and benevolence made her a truly unique empress in Ming history. She set 3 records. First, she was the empress of the highest birth in the Ming Dynasty. Second, during the Ming and Qing dynasties, she was the only empress whose enthronement was formally proclaimed to the entire empire. Third, she was the first empress to be buried in the Ming 13 tombs. These records reflect her extraordinary status in history. According to some historians, ancient Chinese scholars aspired to achieve the 3 immortalities, establishing virtue, merit, and words. Though Su was a woman, through her personal virtue, achievements, and writings, she fulfilled all 3. She is worthy of being called a great woman. When people speak of the Jing Nan Campaign, many criticize Zhu Di for usurping his nephew's throne. But history is complex, and cannot be judged by simple notions of right and wrong. The campaign was a power struggle within the Ming court. And in that turbulent era, Zhu Di and Su made the choice to protect themselves and their family. Moreover, Empress Su's story embodies both loyalty to the nation and deep marital affection. From a general's daughter to the consort of the Prince of Yen. Then to the Empress of Ming. She used wisdom and kindness to influence Zhu Di and the entire nation. She was not only the Empress of the Ming Dynasty, but also a role model revered by future generations. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.